Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. Hey Giovanna, how's everyone doing tonight? Let me see. Hey Sylvia. I think my chat is stuck or frozen. Okay. Can you all hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Because I'm not sure, but I think my chat might be stuck over there because it's not moving. It ain't moving at all. You guys can hear me? Oh, there goes the chat. Okay, there it goes. Okay, because it was stuck. Hi, everybody. Oh, the chat was stuck. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Hey, T-Bird. I'm feeling a little bit better. Slowly getting better. Not as bad as it was, but it's clearing up now. So thank you. So, but I still have to like blow my nose and stuff. So if I have to step away or if I sound disgusting, I'm sorry. It's what happens when you get sick. So anyways, this is a GT I did on Ginny Thomas on the 6th of this month, August 23rd, or August 6th, 2023. So I did it 2 days ago. So this is her grand tableau. So let's dive in. Let's see here. Okay, so currently, since she's right here, this is her line. She's a very powerful woman. She's got finances and resources on her mind. Some sort of a conservative donor with a lot of money. It's on her mind. And her friendship to a group or a society that is very problematic. Hey, Jenny. So that's her current line right now, is her link to a very high up there financier and her friendship to that society or that large group of people, that network of people. Um, that's bad juju. If you follow that line back, this person is linked and is causing a lot of problems with the law because of their financial resources here. Also, perhaps a person they have some sort of a corporation or something behind them, but they got a crap ton of money. But it's linked here. This person is linked in causing problems with the law because of finances. There's another man here that's supposed to be using good judgment. This is also the power of the law. Law, power, and here it is, wisdom. Well, that's becoming significantly questionable Okay. This right here is sorrow. There's a lot of this person here is causing a lot of sorrows because of their link that's causing a lot of trouble because of their financial backing and a powerful position in government. They've been there a very, very, very long time. They're senior, some way, shape, or form. Lily's in the house of clouds, followed by the clouds. So a lot of sorrow there, but there's endings and ruin here. The coffin sits in its own house. So this eventually may come to a close. Also with the lilies, this is in regards to, because it has to do with purity and maturity and tranquility and everything that's, kosher. This is also the card of ethics. So the ethics is really bad here. It causes a lot of sorrow within the in regards to the ethics. Now, I'm hesitant to say that this is her husband, simply because the ring sits to the right. Okay. In regards to her husband, this is a very powerful man. What is this? Bear, woman, and storks. Very powerful, but there's some changes here. Changes and improvements. And if you look at what's sitting next to the ring, that relationship, it's causing it's having problems, and will continue to have problems. Let's see here. So for her, that's where she's at right now. There's also another man here, man in the house of writer, writer in the house of man. So there's news coming in about a couple of men, and they're quite significant. So one causes her problems because there's a problematic relationship with this person based on their position of power and authority, where their ethics are coming under bad review. And eventually something comes to a close or an ending here. But also in regards to another man that links her to having issues with the government because of something that has to do with power, growing power, that causes a lot of problems this way. So perhaps her and her husband, her and Trump. Quite possibly. There's two men up here. This is the one that's closely linked to the bear. So this is this person right here, conservative, but it sits on top of the house of clouds. So there's two here and one here. Lily white, conservative, a lot of power, a lot of money, resources, but they're very confused and not good. There's one here that's also very, very dangerous, younger. But this person here knows about something that was happening within the administration and the decisions that were being made, and also perhaps Scythe in the house of Fox. That could be in regards to cutting workers, dangerous workers, decisions around people in a working environment. So that's that line right there. Whatever confusion is being brought up over the next 2 months, those get cleared away. And there are answers that are provided in regards to this man here. No. That's wrong. No. Right here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. There's 3 men here. Allies who were keeping secrets and working on projects that were very important to litigate something. Follow this line back. Meetings and conversations about election fraud and what was desired to obstruct, and this person's help in obstructing. Follow it this way, come down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four men that I can count right off the bat that were involved with this scheme here. This person, whatever secrets and knowledge they had in regards to the conversations and the meetings, quite possibly with paperwork here, multiple, this is the card of multiple. This is sitting in the House of Towers. So multiple government agencies or alternatives for the law that have to do with fraud that was being done by allies. This person had the secrets and handed it over, answered. So this is probably like a Mark Meadows of some sort. He has answered the questions. And then there's fighting and litigation here. Okay. And it could also be in regards to her conversations, because these two talk this way. Changing and overturning something, her, this ally, and the meetings and conversations that were had, birds in the house of storks, conversations about overturning and changing something. Storks nights down to here, overturning the election. This man, news about this man, the transition here, the transfer, several transfers that were being delivered for him bring pain and suffering and guilt and all that stuff. Okay. Let's see here. She's very confused. She's about to head into some significant problems once we clear this right here, because right now she's in, on this line right here, we're looking at her association to a very powerful financier and a lot of friends that she has in this wide network of people. But we're also looking at her and this person, this ally, that were obstructing something, a large party or a rally, garden in the house of woman. So her being very public about it, or her status within society. And then the cross in the house of anchor, which talks about almost like suffering socially, like becoming some sort of a, or being out of touch with society, and also like becoming some sort of a pariah. But you know, she's fine within her own immediate circle of friends, you know, the people higher up, the 1%ers, if you would. But over here, whatever secrets were being had, in conjunction with 1, 2, 3, 4 other men that were involved within an entourage or an administration, those come out and it causes problems. Now, with that said, I don't see her going to court immediately. Not immediately. It needs to wrap around this way because it shows up over here. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. This would be March of 2024. Okay, and it could be this man, because he's going this way. It could be this man heading into trial. The man that is linked to the lies about the government to maintain and control power. This one here, around March. So March of 2024. For her, she doesn't quite get wrapped up in this until a little bit later. So this is March 2024 for this man going to court. Scythe in the house of Fox. Scythe in the house of Fox. Scythe in the house of Fox. Okay, so she may be the target of an investigation that's being kept secret. However, it's not at the federal level. It's more at a local level with the House. So it's more local. Okay. Letter in the house of book, book in the house of crossroads. Hold on. And this is also an audience of peers. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. Let me stare at this a little bit more, because friends in a large group. So that would be, a grand jury is a jury of your peers, correct? Or am I mistaken? And there's more than one grand jury this way, but it Knight's up here. And this, the Tower, Knight's here. So I'm looking at this, 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 and this. So it's a grand jury as a jury of peers, correct? Huh. But there's more than one grand jury that she's involved in, that she may be in. Whatever confusion she has is cleared up, or whatever trouble she has is cleared. Liar, duplicitous, partisan, news about her family, her properties, as well as administrations. Hold on here. What the hell? I'm wondering if she's being investigated by a grand jury somewhere. And it's hard because this is Tower is in the House of House. So that would be more like a local level government, a state government. But then you have the Garden in the House of Woman, which is her in a large society, in a large group. And then she's got the house down here, which is also more domestic instead of grand. So it's almost like, hold on. It's almost like local, at the local government level, and perhaps also federally, because the Tower sits in the House of House. So local government, it Knights here to Crossroads, and Crossroads is sitting in the House of Tower. More than one local government and more than one government. And then the Crossroads in the House of Tower, Knights here to the Garden. And then it Knights here. So more than one grand jury with peers, local and federal, it looks like. So it's more than one case against her. So this could also be in regards to, because the lilies has to do with maturity, purity, ethics, and all that stuff, I could interpret this as perhaps special counsel. There's the target, the danger. It sits on House Fox. Danger to her work, dangerous work that she was involved with, a rupture to her work, decisions about what she was doing, also quite literally a target of an investigation. There's the seal, something that needs to be learned in regards to the elections book in the House of Crossroads. But the answers come from this person who has all the stuff and provided all the answers. So I'm wondering if that's like a Mark Meadows. And he cooperated. This person here cooperated. Dog in the House of Bouquet. So this person offered something up. Now let me see here. So August, September, October is when these secrets are revealed here. So what we just talked about here, special counsel investigating something, but it's more than one investigation. It's local, at the state level, and federal. It's looking like, if I'm interpreting this correctly, that come through her link to this person. Okay. It clears up around October. And there's a man that's delivering something. There's a man that's delivering news that's letting her know you're in trouble. You're linked to this problems with law shit. Okay. And then there's endings and ruin here. She's innocent until proven guilty. She sits in the house of child. That could also mean that she's quite immature and a fucking idiot. And it could also mean that this is the start of something new for her. It's in the early stages for her. Okay. Regardless of everything, she's still looking pretty optimistic. Because if you follow her line this way, but she's delusional though, because there's evidence here, answers, evidence. Letter or key in the house of mice, mice in the house of ring. Significant evidence in regards to a criminal conspiracy or an agreement to steal something and take something away. Okay, and then there's fighting and litigation. Very heated, a lot of argument, but it works out in favor of the person revealing the answers, not her, because of this luck and opportunity and hope and chance and all that stuff gets eaten away. It gets taken away from her. Okay. And she's not able to get it back. It sits too far. She's got a lot of friends though, that are really close by that are trying to help her out right here. Let's see what else. There's a very significant loss here, like big time loss. For her, because it's the opponent here who she's competing with here wins, not her. So there's the loss for her because the success goes to the opponent and they get the win. Let's see here. Okay, so this is like the strike, the target. It's very successful. It sticks. There is a secret or some sort of a project that comes from this person that revealed it that causes fighting and arguing and appeals and appeals and appeals. And then we could be looking at her entourage or those closest to that small, tiny circle of friends are becoming quite famous in this whole situation. So this man has lost something and trying to steal back a win, but opportunity is diminishing and diminishing and diminishing because of a criminal conspiracy. And she's right up in the middle of it, along with friends and allies that were working together to obstruct. Mountain in the house of birds, conversations, meetings, phone calls about delays and obstruction. She's sitting in the house of child, so that could mean that she's very naive. That could also mean that she's a fucking idiot. Heart in the house of garden, so a very passionate group of people, very passionate network of people. And then problems with friends, dog in the house of mountain. Problems with friends and allies. So I would look towards, I wouldn't be surprised if this is all happening right now. This is being researched, how she's linked here, and it's being kept quiet, and it gets revealed the following month this way in October, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. This person by March of next year is still going to trial, or is going to trial, but they're committed here. There's some sort of an agreement where this person has to go here, and it's problems with the law, and it has to do with lying about the transition. And here's the ship again. Okay, so this could quite possibly be Trump and how she's linked to him. Linked to him this way. An agreement or some sort of a promise to cling to power. Okay, this is something as a thing, this would be handcuffs, rings, anything that binds. Okay, so clinging to power, and then the transition with her. Okay, so that's how these two are connected. And this person was powerful, and she was trying to change things for him, improve and change things. Okay, so that would be Trump. So I would say by March of next year, he's still in court or going to trial. He's still in court by that time. Let's see. Swinging around this way. Okay, so we went over August, September, October, November. Okay, here's December. In December, we're seeing things escalate and move on, and things keep getting added to and added to and added to and added to. And this person's ability to speak or communicate gets taken away. Okay? What he is saying, elevating and progressing in his communication, gets taken away. And that is August, September, October, November, December. Now, I don't know if this is a gag order. This could be something as simple as they take away his phone. But if you look at it this way, he's putting out news. He's delivering news, man in the house of writer. Escalating, improving, adding to something. So because it sits above the birds, and the birds is in house storks, what he's saying, what he's yapping about, goes on steroids. He just keeps doing it until they take it away, until it's taken away. Does that make sense? So it could be a gag order. It could be literally that they take his phone away. Okay. Oh, Giovanna, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Oh, shit. I didn't even look. Hold on. Tribal woman, thank you so much. Sorry, I sound like a dead horse. I'm gonna have to check, Giovanna. Maybe something weird happened to it. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Let me stare at this some more. So is everybody picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? So by March of next year, this person is still having legal problems. And then he's going this way. By March of 2024, there may be a decision in one of the many cases that this person is fucked, because the corners are man, coffin in its own house, endings. This is not saying he's getting tickets to the park. That's not what I'm saying. No tickets to the park. He's fucked right there. And his choices, or not his choices, his hopes and his small opportunities get diminished. There's losses, gets taken away. Okay? So I'm going to have to look at Spanky's GT. Hold on. I don't even know what I'm doing. Give me 1 second, you guys. Huh. Hey, Joanne, I'm going to put something here. Let me know if that works, if that link works. Because I don't know what happened. I'm not asking you to get me anything, Giovanna. I just want to know if that link works. So the legal problems for her come from trying to cancel out the transition at nights here and at nights here. So that's a trip that's canceled, or the transition that is canceled, canceling the transition. This also sits in the house of Scythe. Okay. So a transition that is canceled. In multiple states, Tower in the house of House, so governments that are local, Crossroads in the house of Tower, multiple local governments. Okay. And then it knights here to Dog with allies to obstruct in multiple local governments. Okay. The Tower is knighting here, Crossroads in the house of Tower. When you look around here, there's trouble, a lot of lies, an abundance of lies in regards to the election and trying to get, and those lies grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and festered. Also, the mailing, forwarding mail. Okay, so there's the transition, canceling the transition, ship in the house of Scythe, fish in the house of Whip, Tower in the house of Birds. So, or Mountain in the house of Birds. So what you're looking at here is canceling the transition through an abundance of litigation, fighting, and having meetings in order to obstruct or delay something. Okay. Fox in the house of Dog, Crossroads in the house of Tower, Heart in the house of Garden. So here you're looking at suspicious friends or working with a bunch of allies in multiple governments that are local to get what is desired for that large network of people, for that party of people. Here you have Letter in the house of Book, Tree in the house of Letter, Writer in the house of Man. So we're looking at written communication, written mail that was secret in regards to a project that was being worked on. Those are solid, and there's a growth to them. They're pretty solid, and it's news about this man. This way, you have delays and mail that's being forwarded. So a bunch of mail, an abundance of mail. Fish, knights here to Letter, an abundance of mail that she forwarded to delay and obstruct and cancel a transition. See that? How I did that? Okay. And a bunch, like an abundance of stuff that she was mailing out for him, about him. Okay. There is mail, abundance of mail, an abundance of mail that was forwarded in regards to transferring something to an island. This is an island here. I don't know what the hell that is. Transferring someone or something, a person. It's a person if you go this way. Transferring a person to an island. It was written communication along all the other stuff that she was mailing. Let me see. Let me see. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. There's voicemails too, and voice transcripts and voicemails about fraudulent elections in multiple states, criminal conspiracy, that voicemail, and also mail written, whether electronic mail, mail like using the post office, UPS, USPS, FedEx, whatever. This is written. Okay. But there's written communication about sending a man here, follow this back up to an island this way. This is an island, but it's in more than one letter. It's like it's almost like she kept repeating the same thing over and over and over again, that someone needs to be sent to an island. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, suburban housewife. Ginny messaged Meadows that Democrats should go to Guantanamo. I don't know if it's a Democrat. It's more of a man. She's singling out one man, writer in the House of Man. It's writer in the House of Man. It's just one person that she's talking about. So, but that mail's there. Let's see here. So, okay, August, September, October, November, December. Around January, we're seeing that she is linked to canceling the transition and fraudulent results here. It's still moving forward. I said that if I'm interpreting this correctly, this is August, September, October. All that shit comes out around October. Right now, they may be working on it and it's under seal. It's being kept secret right now, under wraps. But then the following month over, that secret is revealed and answered this way. And this is the column for October. And it causes a shit ton of trouble for her. Like a lot of trouble. But it's almost like she's not worried about it because she thinks that she's protected by the law from people that are high up, high levels of government that have a lot of power, and that she's friendly with a certain large group of networks in society that will kind of shield her. Because when you wrap it around this way, the mountain sits before her when you come this way. So even if she is in trouble, she's with that tower there. That's also arrogance and ambition. So it's almost like she's arrogant enough to think that her position in society and her marriage here to a very powerful person is enough to shield her. Okay? But girl, I mean, you go ahead, but whatevs. So let's see. September, October, November, December, January, February. Okay, so we're looking at her link to canceling the transition and fraudulent results with friends, working with friends to falsify results, mail. Okay. Over here, again, the abundance of lies in regards to the election And then let me see, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Around March, there's a legal problem for her. But there's not legal problems. There's a delay in a case in March for her. There's some sort of a delay or an obstacle in regards to a case that's at, it's almost like it's at a local level because it sits in the House of House, that makes her very happy. And it's in regards to this man up here. I'm wondering, sits in the House of House, House in the House of Lilies, Lilies up here. I'm wondering if that's the classified documents case. September, or August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. There's a delay in a case in March. In the House of House. That brings good news for a man. Very good news that he's very, 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 very happy with. I'm wondering if that's classified docs, Janine, or loose cannon. Because that night's here, it night's here, night's here, night's here. Friendly in the courts. A friend in the law. There's one friend in the law. The rest are dangerous. This way. So from him, book in the House of Crossroads. But see, that's the thing, because if I look at Trump's Tableau, it doesn't look like Cannon keeps the case. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like she keeps that case. Hold on. And she's already fucking up. She already fucked up. I just watched Andrew Wiseman just a couple minutes ago before I went live on the Lawrence O'Donnell show. And I guess with this whole classified documents case, she's already made 2 mistakes. But anyways, the reason I say that is because it's Tower in the House of Woman. Okay. And then that's followed by the Whip in the House of Lilies, the Sun in the House of Sun, and the Key in the House of Moon. Woman in the law, but it's litigated and argued to a person or to an entity, more likely a person, that has more experience, is higher up. Follow the lilies up, it goes to the House of Ship, transferred. Ship to the House of Anchor. So it's transferred and arrives at an area that brings problems for the person under investigation that is litigating. So it's almost like, I mean, this could be wishful thinking, but if I follow it around, it looks, let me write this down. It goes lilies, or whip to lilies, to ship, to anchor, to anchor, where's anchor? To rider, to snake, to fox, to whip. So it's almost like the whip is, broom and whip is card number 11. So litigating and arguing to the 11th Circuit, someone higher up with more wisdom with the lilies, transferred, okay, with the ship, arrives with the anchor. There's the news or the delivery with the rider, problems with the snake, and then with the fox there, the work and the investigation. Okay. So it's almost like I'm going to have to do one on Canon because it looks like she just, and up here, the arrival gets changed. Something that arrives, something that is delivered in regards to news to Trump gets changed, overturned by someone wiser with the lilies. Okay. So, okay. So it's almost like, but I can't tell. Hold on. Let me see. March, April, May, June, July, August, we're right here. September, October. That shows up in October this way for Trump. And then this line is August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. March. Huh. Okay, so it's not that. Okay. There's a delay in a case that brings a lot of happiness and joy, and someone is very, 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 very pleased. A man is very, 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 very pleased about that. But remember, there's two. There's this person and then this person down here. So maybe this is more like her husband, and which would make sense because the ring would be to the right, which would signal a husband instead of to the left, or to the left instead of to the right. Oh, hold on. I just got a text message. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Cookie Girl. Jenny's letting me know that Cookie Girl just chatted and sent me something from my wish list on my Amazon. Thank you so much. That's too kind. That's very, very kind of you. Can you guys give me a minute? I need to handle some business with my face in case you can't hear me. Sorry. Hold on. I'll be right back. I have a question I'm going to look at. Hold on. Let me look over here real quick. So this is March. Okay, so I need to go this way. March, April, May, June, July. Yep. Okay. So see how up here I said that there's a man that's going to, he's continuing on with his stuff that has to do with the court that brings him a huge amount of trouble this way up here. Well, March for Mango is down here. So this is March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. In this down here. Hold on. Hey, babe. Because this line here is talking about a vast criminal conspiracy and a lot of it that is being litigated in the courts. And they're being litigated with a shit ton of evidence against him provided by another man. That's March for Trump. He's up here in this one. So I'm wondering, I wish I could fit a square peg into a round hole, but this isn't looking like. I don't see him being isolated just yet, but he's heading there. By March or towards the end of March, he's well on his way to the big house. The big house. Okay. Also down her line, she may have been some sort of financier of some sort to some sort of campaign, but that campaign suffers here. And during Spanky's Grand Tableau, and I think we read on it on Sunday as well, I was asking about if the campaign gets indicted. In Trump's Grand Tableau, he's got the bear in its own house, the sun in its own house, the ring in the house of mice, mice in the house of ring. Criminal conspiracy and stealing stuff, an agreement to steal stuff, also stealing things of value, not money, but things of value. And the bear is also finances. Okay. The campaign is down here. The campaign is down here. And this is when you look at the houses, when the cards that are in their own house, the bear, the sun, and then the two mirrors of the mice and ring. Here's the campaign. Here's the money going into the campaign. That money is fraudulent this way, and it's being investigated with the fox in the house of whip litigated. With these two, taking away resources, taking away money, or not money, but the resources, large sums of money. I don't remember which GT I said that in. because I did so many of them, but it's almost like the campaign itself. And then down here, the campaign sits on the house of, on the line of fate. So big problems, huge problems. There's the campaign and the money that was coming in. Garden in the house of fish. Well, here's the fish up here in the house of letter. Letter is in the house of tower. Right above it is the fox. So this is fraudulent. It's being investigated for chronic fraud. Okay, in regards to the campaign. There's the enterprise right there, and then it gets made small and it suffers. There's a penalty of some sort here. And then up here, you have the cross in the house of bouquet. And we talked about that chain, gifting pardons to people. And also, bouquet is gifts. So there's guilt around gifts, if that makes sense. So it could be in relation to the campaign down here. And the reason that I went back to that is because it shows up here too. Finances from her, friendly. There's the campaign, but it suffers. It suffers. So I'm wondering if she helped to donate or helped raise money for his super PAC. It's like a very large group. Okay, so back to Ginny. Let's see here. Yeah, there's something that comes up in this month where there's a delay in a case that brings some sort of happiness. But it's not a permanent delay. It's almost like a pause, and then it moves forward. Okay, and it impacts negatively on this person. So there's a temporary delay. Any questions that we can ask in the tableau? I think I've pretty much picked at it as much as I could. But this is sorrow. So there's a lot of sorrow coming up for her over the timeline of this tableau is 1 year. So lots of sorrow for her over the next year. And it has to do around a man's loss and trying to steal something. And she's linked here for obstructing along with other allies. But she's linked in more than one place, like I said, federal and state, because this is tower in the house of house. And then, what is this? Crossroads in the house of tower. So it's more than one government entity that's local, that's more domestic. The line of fate. There's your pardons, my dear. But these people don't get off the hook. There's innocence that's gifted, but then you're found guilty here. But then you're cleared and go in a new direction. However, this right here sits in the house of cross. So there's a bunch. What this is saying is that there's a lot of people that are going to get child in the house of key, bouquet in the house of fish, anchor in the or cross in the house of anchor, stars in the house of cross. So a lot of people that were happy to go along with this that may have asked for pardons along with other folk, it's almost like they go in different directions, but they still suffer. They're not let off the hook. So they're almost like entering into a new phase of, well, I'm fucked for the next year, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't think she asked for a pardon, not that we're aware of. Not that we're aware of. Because this is too far from her. It sits in the line of fate. So there's your innocence, there's your gift, and there's your suffering. Okay? And then this is going in a new direction, success, or getting guidance, seeking guidance. But it sits in the house of cross. So it's very difficult, very, 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 very difficult to guide. You're going to have to make sacrifices. So it's almost like these people here get sacrificed. But there's a lot. This is a web. There's a lot of these people that are going to get caught up and have to, that suffer, if that makes sense. Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, Azalea, she didn't think she was doing anything wrong. She's just a fucking idiot. And not only did she think she was not doing anything wrong, it's the arrogance here, her arrogance that she's powerful and well connected and nobody's going to touch her. She can do, I mean, look at her husband. Look at her husband, Annalito, doing whatever the fuck they want with no consequences, you know, untouchable. So even if she did know that she was doing something wrong, it's also the arrogance of being very powerful here. Well, she didn't ask for a pardon, not according to this tableau. Based on the line of fate that's down here, it looks more like people that were within the immediate entourage or in the house here, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, tribal woman. I didn't put that link up there for you guys to send me stuff. So don't, please, by no means feel obligated. I was just answering Giovanna. So I was just trying to test it out. I am so sorry. Do not feel obligated. That's just, I'm sorry. LiveSpring, I believe it is no longer in business. They were big on brainwashing people. Yeah, I'm surprised she's not in the Church of fucking Scientology at this point. Thank you, tribal woman. You are too kind. Any other questions we can ask the Grand Tableau? So I'm wondering if this person gets a gag order here because they just escalate their message and then it gets taken away here. Also escalating the message about something being stolen. But this is ahead. So August, September, October, November, around December maybe. Someone tases his ass or something. Virgo, I've been on for about an hour. So around her little line here, her little box above her head, one way to interpret that is what's on her mind is a very well-established, high society, powerful individual, male. She's being very, she feels like she's under a lot of pressure and she's having to make quick decisions, and she may also be very critical, cutting, because she does this, she cuts, okay, but she's feeling a lot of pressure. There's a lot of love and generosity toward a friend that is secret here, a friendship that is being kept secret. This way, there is the law or an institution that's being delayed, that's it's making her feel good. It's what this society or this group of large people want. Heart in the house of garden. And also obstructing or not allowing for speech or someone to talk. Mountain in the house of birds. So this, and then house, tower in the house of house, we could be looking at how she's very pleased with local governments obstructing speech because that's what a certain society desires. Okay. Another way to interpret that would be, let me see here, something in the courts that's being delayed that's making her very happy. Bear, woman, and dog. Very powerful, controlling woman that, you know, this is her and a friend. And then this would be splitting the baby without the wisdom of Solomon. This is wisdom. This is the scythe that cuts something. Also has to do with surgeries. This is legal decisions. Okay, so a conservative view that's misguided. It sits in the house of clouds that causes a lot of sorrow, perhaps in regards to surgeries that's being kept secret, or it's multiple secrets, also multiple projects that they're working on domestically here. But it's backed by two men, King of Clubs and King of Spades. Lily's in the house of clouds. So that's two men right there. Another one here too, for Jack of Diamonds. There's another man here, Jack of Hearts. But these two are younger. These two are older. There's siblings here. I don't know if Ginny Thomas has siblings. It's not in regards to these people, but there's a pair of siblings here. Let me see. Thank you, Melissa. You were too kind. Melissa Bishop, Fire Queen. Thank you so much. You're way too kind. I'm not sure who there's a pair of siblings here though. Who are these people? Who are these people? Siblings. Okay, so let's look. Birds in the house of storks, storks in the house of bouquet. These are two women, younger. Queen of Hearts, Queen of Spades. Two siblings, two women. This is moving, like moving house, okay? This is a transfer. This sits in the house of Scythe. A dangerous transfer or a trip that was canceled. No, that's not it. It's like it's a target. Whip in the house, or fish in the house of whip. So that's transactions that are repetitive, transactions that are criticized. Whip is also the card of sex. So two siblings transferring or moving, we can interpret this as women because there's two queens here, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Spades, transferring. There's a man here, King of Diamonds. It sits in the house of whip, which is the Jack of Clubs. Payments and transferring, women, sex, right here. But how the hell do they have anything to do with her? If that's who, as a thing, this would be like a bird. This would be a bird. Literally speaking, this is a bird, and this is a bird. There's two birds here. These two here are siblings. One of the siblings is under multiple investigations for transferring this right here, transferring and moving something for pleasure that's paid for, that's chronic, abusive, and probably sexual, with because it sits in the house of whip. Does Crow have a brother? Because this says siblings. Okay, this is saying siblings here, and there's two men here. Okay, to follow how is the siblings, two women, two men here. There's two women here, and there's multiples here. Queen of Diamonds. This knight's here. Trafficking, payments, transactions, shopping, consulting. In the house of whip is sex. Whip is the jack of clubs. This is the king of diamonds. So there's two men here doing this. 1, 2, 3. More than one woman. So Jenny is saying Tremal Crow. So that would be your birds right here. There is... Let me see. Okay, so that would be the investigation here. Fox in the house of dog. There's the dog. Follow this line back this way. The bird, that's a sibling, divided here. So 1, investigating him by more than one government for affairs that he had that were being kept secret, that were revealed in regards to sex and abuse. This sits in the house of heart, sexual affairs. Okay? So that's this line. But I'm just trying to see, how does that connect to her, is what I'm trying to figure out. Because the only way I can make this investigation and this fox in the house of dogs, so the sneaky crow person that's a friend of hers, fox in the house of dog, would go this way. There's a financial link to that friend. Link, a promise, there's the financing. Also, ring. This sits in the house of clover. This is luck, it's opportunities, it's chance, it's a risk. This is also the card of the bachelor, because bachelors, risky, opportunist, players. Okay, so it's looking like there's some sort of a financial link here. This way, the transfer and the trafficking her, or it could literally be a boat, like quite literally, it could be a boat, her, and then that friend that's under investigation. So she, perhaps there's going to be news that they were on a boat together, or who the fuck knows. This friend is part of this society, though, that suffers, that is just bad. I wouldn't be surprised if Jenny is some sort of madame too. I would not be surprised. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. They're all in the Bohemian Club. What's that, Jen? What's the Bohemian Club? What's the Bohemian Club, Jenny? Bohemian Grove? What is that? What does that mean? Bohemian Grove, a group of wealthy men. Well, that makes sense on this line. There's the big, powerful financing. Her friends in this huge, large, ginormous group. Garden goes back to the House of Woman. It's almost like she's part of that club. Big, large society, but it's almost like it's the upper echelon because it's rich and powerful this way. Near San Francisco. That's just weird. That's really weird because I mean it shows up here and unless I'm doing it wrong, it looks like she's linked to it financially. There's a financial link. But see, hold on. Here's the thing. The link is between this fraudulent, sneaky friend that's linked to the bachelors that are very powerful and financial backing that are friends. Well, it's not directly involving her, but she's in it. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you box this in, she's right here. She's right here in the thick of it. So she's not directly involved, it doesn't appear, but she's in the vicinity or in the perimeter of it. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And she sits on the house of child. So, any other questions? Anything else we can ask while I'm here? No, she's not number 6. Not that I can see. That number 6 is looking like it's a man. The number 6 co-conspirator, based on Trump's grand tableau, it's looking like it's a man, not her. I could be wrong, but So for the next grand tableaus on my little list here, I have Stephen Miller, Eastman Clark, Jenna Ellis, and Lindsey Graham. So let me see if I can put up. Let's see, I think I just put up a poll. I just put up a poll. There's a man in the healthcare industry that bought Clarence's $267,000 RV he drives around. That's nice. That's nice. Boy, I sure do wish all those bazillionaires were so generous with the rest of us, huh? Because I would love to have my house paid off and some repairs made. I'd be over the moon if they were so generous with me. In the redwood forest of California. For people that sure do hate liberals, they sure do love our state parks, though, don't they? Oh, for the love of God. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we're going to do Eastman next. Okay, so I have it on my list. We'll do Eastman next time I do another grand tableau. And I think that's it for tonight. We'll see how this goes, because for her over the next year, I don't exactly see her being detained, arrested, perhaps maybe indicted, but it's looking like around October, maybe, because if this is the indictment, it's quiet right now. It gets opened up next month. Whatever secrets are here, hold on. In regards to the election and how she worked on it, it gets released here on this one, and then it just brings a shit ton of trouble. So maybe around October. But I have it in my notes. If anything happens, I can always bring it back up and I can look to see what I missed or where I went wrong. You guys know how it goes. So we'll see. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. And sorry to keep this one super short. Well, I'm at an hour and a half. I don't know if I'll be on again tomorrow. I have a bunch of work to do, so I don't know how fried my brain's going to be. Hopefully not too fried, but I'll try to hop back on tomorrow, and not making any promises, though. And thank you so much to everybody who super chatted. Thank you so much to the people that sent donations via my PayPal. And thank you so incredibly kindly to the folks that sent stuff off my wish list, even though I'm not asking for anything. Thank you so very much. You guys are just too kind. You guys have a wonderful evening. We should be getting some really good news on Friday. I think that's when Judge I can't pronounce her name. I'm so sorry. Chuck me, or the lady in DC. how that's going. Eileen Cannon stepped in it again. So I'm thinking, based on that GT of Trump's GT, if I interpreted it correctly, it looks like it gets overturned and transferred somewhere else to a wiser person. But we shall see. Because homegirl just keeps fucking stepping in it. And she's arrogant as fuck about it. I mean, arrogant as fuck. It's like, lady, you're not even qualified to run a traffic court in Miami-Dade County. You know, so we'll see how Jack Smith acts. I'd be curious to do a grand tableau on Jack Smith as well, but we'll do Eastman first. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to throw it tomorrow, maybe on my lunch break, and stare at it for a bit. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.